Right. I personally think that from right now it's recording, but I can't tell. The more I do this, the more I should learn how to say hello in 16 different things. I perfect. We are. Oh, I was right. I just heard you starting to talk, and I was right. That's when it starts. This is a huge learning curve for people. All right. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you that'll be joining on the live on YouTube, I am able to see the chat currently. That may change as the event goes on. So notice I can't scroll through your chats, so I can see the first top. I think it's because I'm doing this through Zoom. All right, so no worries. I need to give you all a tour of my office or my room one day because I love this room. Okay, let's start. Let's start with myself. I'm Elizabeth. Welcome to Willow Root Tarot. Regardless of how you found yourself joining me, I'm happy you're here. We are going to begin with Seasons of the Witch, the Oracle. And this is by I think that's part of the problem. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Thanks for your patience. It's very, very raw here. All right. I was having camera issues. I was actually off camera if you watched the recording from yesterday. I'm not even on camera because I couldn't get the camera to work. So this is Seasons of the Witch. There's 8 in this series, 8 decks in this series. Each deck is covering a different pagan holiday. So there's 8 pagan holidays that I'm aware of. And each of these decks will cover a different pagan holiday. The current holiday that we are sitting in is Litha, Litha. These last 6-ish weeks, it's not like hardcore, because before we look at our calendar, which is a Gregorian calendar, we might go, oh, look at that, June 20th, we're flipping over to a new holiday. Well, yeah, we are, but we're actually already in that holiday. We're already feeling it. We've learned by science that the phases of the moon, right? We know what phase we're going into. We can also go ahead and begin communing with that energy. So we don't have to wait for the calendar date. You get excited about Christmas in October, same idea. That's the energy of Christmas coming and you're utilizing that. You're bonding with it, communing with it. All right, same thing with the pagan holidays. And it can be halfway across the wheel. You could be in a holiday and you're over here on the other side of the wheel going, oh, I gotta wait like 6 months for that. No, you don't. Intention is everything. All right, let's do this. Let's pull a card. Let me see if my camera was open. Oh, I have a new suggestion. So I'm taking suggestions. I have a suggestion of Evanescence is the band. I can't remember what she told me. A friend of mine. The camera, I realize this is tech, okay? The camera goes over to that corner a lot, and I'm convinced there's an entity there, and I believe the name starts with an E, and my friend was saying she had a psychic hit, and it was Evans? No, wait, not Evanescence, that's the band. Evans. No, I don't remember. It was something like that. So if I start screaming out E names, it's because the camera's over there and we want the pin stuff. There are some ongoing subplots with these rooms. Just tune into the videos, you'll find it as you go along. Oh, all right. Ooh, cloud scrying, one of the first forms of divination in the individual's life. Kids laying on the ground looking up at the clouds. I see a donkey. I see a car. I see Armageddon, whatever you see, cloud scrying. And this is card 6 and personal habit. I look to the major arcana of tarot. Card 6, key 6, card and key are interchangeable. Key 6 is the lovers. And bringing in lovers energy is just nice. Let's go ahead and assume that the lover energy is love of a person, including self, someone you want to be with, someone that really you jones for and fills you and you fill them. That's that kind of energy. Now, it doesn't have to be a person. It could certainly be puppies and kitties because I have 2 dogs and a pig. There you go. Anything you want. It can also be your favorite pencil or pen, an artist's drawing, a rock. It can be anything. Your intention is everything. So cloud scrying in the Oracle deck, it's card 6, I set my camera up to do this, so it's part of our. Oh crap! I'm getting it. Internet connection is unstable. We're gonna do this. I might have to cut my camera. Let's look at the book, which is illustrated by Tijana Lukovic. I don't think I told y'all that. And Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz are the authors. Okay. Cloud scrying. Isn't it lovely while out on a picnic on a summer afternoon to lie down on the grass and watch the clouds go by? Look closely and you will see images dancing above the bright sky. For some non-magical folk, this may seem like a fun game of optical illusions, but the clouds hold valuable insights and guidance for those in tune with the spiritual realms and willing to wait patiently for their wisdom to unfold. Receiving this card is confirmation that your prayers have been heard and tells you to be patient as the answers present itself. There is nothing more for you to do at this time except keep your eyes open for subtle clues and signs pointing you in the right direction. What appears hazy and formless at first can shift little by little until suddenly it becomes clear, offering the answer to a question or solution to a chronic problem. If you're seeking answers from or about another person, know that they are contemplating and will respond soon. The shadow side of this card is attempting to force an answer. Asking the same question again and again won't change anything, but it could become irritating and frustrating to those on the receiving end. It doesn't matter whether you are directing your impatience towards spirit or someone you know. The answer will be given when the person is ready to give it. Ooh, I like that. All right, so we have a cloud scrying practice. Cloud scrying is one of the first forms of divination that children are naturally drawn to. Many times we see what the clouds share with us in the form of fun shapes and images. But did you know you can communicate with the sky and receive responses to your questions? This practice is effortless. All it asks is for you to look up into the sky. Find a place where you can be with the clouds in peace. And before you ask anything, say, hello. Acknowledge the cloud's presence and take a few slow, deep breaths. It takes patience, so don't expect the clouds to reveal something immediately. Sit with your question for a moment. Then speak or think about it 3 times. Be patient and allow the magic to reveal itself to you. Okay, I say that a lot about my cards. Like, I will greet my cards. Oh, like interview your deck kind of thing, like when you first get a deck. Well, this is every time I pick up my cards. I'm like, hey girl, whatever you want to say. How are you doing today? Feeling good? Whatever. It's like going up to a person and being like, hey, how are you? Instead of going, what the fuck? You know, I mean, would you rather be greeted by niceties or, you know, aggression? Cards are the same. So in my mind. So I love that she says that. Also, and I don't know, okay, I'm just gonna go with it because it says a lot of times I get a little I give a lot of pushback on some of the stuff in these books because we're not all the same. We are individuals, right? So I don't like it when the books start to group people. However, I do want to say this is interesting. You say hello, you acknowledge the card's presence. It's when it says to ask the question 3 times. Because, oh, then speak or think about it 3 times. And you know, when I talk to myself all day long, but I can tell when I'm slipping into something else and I will repeat myself. I'll say a statement 3 times. It's always in 3s. Now I know 3s do form, if you have 3, you have presented a pattern. A serial killer has 3 kills, known kills, before they're considered a serial killer. You have to have 3 to consider a pattern being formed. So 3 words, what? 3 phrases spoken 3 times, what? What is that? It's repetition, but what is the 3, the trifecta, the trinity? what is that idea that puts out into the universe that this is now solid or special or repeating in value? I don't get it, but I believe it. Something about three. It's probably a human thing. Oh, like what in nature is in threes? Like a three-leaf or three-petaled flower. Four, a clover with four or three. I don't know. I don't know anything about not much about botany, but maybe it's wait. Isn't there like a rotation of crops and it's three crops that will always keep the soil nutrient rich or nothing? Totally making that up. Never mind. We're not gonna go there. All right, so let's go ahead and pull. We did this the other day too. We're gonna pull a tarot card. Oh, guys, if you have asked yourself a question or you're looking for a specific answer, keep listening. And it's not just like here's your answer. It's what you get from all of this together. And you might walk out of here going, that's all right. All right, so what we're going to do is I have paired up some of my tarot decks with oracle decks, specific ones. Some of my practice, when I read, I like to read oracle and tarot together. So I have paired up some of my decks for specific practices. Like I have a mediumship pairing. I have a companionship pairing. If you come to my mediumship class, we'll talk about those. But I also have, this is just a fun deck. It's called Cottage Magic Tarot. And the front of the box, can you see the gold? It's very pretty. It's very straightforward. And it's by, in other words, it's Rider-Waite-Smith based. And it's fun. It's cute. If you already have Rider-Waite-Smith or Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, this is going to be very repetitious, but you might like it for the art, or you're just like super wealthy and you want to have a shit ton of decks. Go for it. And then give me the ones you don't want. All right, so Cottage Magic Tarot. Is this by Shen? Yeah, and Shen. And then I went ahead and I got, because I'm obsessed with decks, and I had to do this because I told myself I had to. I got her Legendary Ladies Goddess deck by Anne Shen because I like her illustrations so much, and she's a chick and I want to support her. And she drew this and wrote this. Damn, right? So we're going to couple that together. Very long way of saying the first card we're pulling in this set is Legendary Ladies Goddess deck by Anne Shen. We'll follow that up with a pull from Anne Shen's Cottage Magic Tarot. This is a fun deck, super long but narrow, so I can still hold on to them. One of my astrology decks is like that's like a poster board. It's huge, which I like a lot, but it's awkward to shuffle. Depending on how I shuffle. Shuffle any way you want. There's no wrong way to shuffle. I'm actually in my mind going, is there a question? What are we seeking? But I don't have a question. We have what's been Sekhmet, 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 Sekhmet. Healing. It reminds me of Key 8 strength because we got a lion and right there. That's also on the world card though. Lion and I guess that's Sekhmet. And I don't okay. I may not be pronouncing anything I'm saying correctly. Sekhmet, healing. Let's look at this. What is she doing? What is that? No, that's a lion. Okay, I don't know what. Where's my wand? My camera's pissing me off. I don't know what this is, but it's meeting her lips. But I can't find the origin point. It could be coming from her mouth. So something to keep in mind. She has it's her right hand. The magician did the right hand too. So she is mimicking the magician. Many cards do. It's not saying it's the same thing, but we have an as above, so below aspect with one arm raised, one arm lowered. That's also can be found in a lot of cards where they're not necessarily going to be expressing that attribute. It's just something to keep in mind. As above, so below, and her eyes are closed. So what the hell is she there? Let's see. Where's the book? All right, as above, so below. Keyword healing, Sekhmet. So we're going to look, and it's alphabetical. Oh, this is Egyptian in origin. I'm sure I've heard that spoken, but I gotta go on YouTube. Lioness, goddess of destruction and healing, Sekhmet shows you the power of breaking things down in order to rebuild them better. It's time to do just that. The power of breaking things down in order to rebuild them better. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's time to do just that. So send you messages in your dreams about what will help you transform during your next evolution. So, well, this is me as a reader, so I did think about sometimes in the womb, the embryo can be reabsorbed. This can happen with multiples or even a single, and sometimes it's just happened to me. It's better that this happens rather than the birth because there's something wrong with the embryo. That's not a fault or a blame thing. It's nature providing for the mother. So I was reading it in terms of a forced situation I may not welcome, but one that is still healing. That's an example of it to me. I'm going to reread this with that in my mind. Lioness, goddess of destruction and healing, Sekhmet shows you the power of breaking things down in order to rebuild them better. What are we rebuilding? Are we rebuilding the mother's body? Yes, not the embryo's body. We're breaking down an embryo to rebuild the mother. This is interesting to me. Hopefully, I'm not, I did not show the actions of others. Shows you the power of breaking things down in order to rebuild them better. It's time to do just that. Think of yourself first. And it's not a guilty thing. Do you hold your breath so that someone else might live? She'll send you messages in your dreams about what will help you transform during your next evolution. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't remember my dreams, so maybe these are like waking dreams too. So your imagination, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, whatever clair comes through, all of that. So when I hear dream, I'm like, okay, I'm going to open the door really big because I haven't remembered a dream in probably 6 years. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna pull from tarot to accompany that oracle pull to just go ahead and give this a little more depth, or possibly go in a completely different direction. Let's see what tarot card we pull. I am thinking about what I just talked about, and I'm wondering what this is going to be. I mean, of course, the Tower comes to, no, I'll say of course. The Tower does come to mind, but so does the Empress, normally shown pregnant and highly fertile. It's also to me, very important to remember when the deck was created. The Empress being known as being pregnant, and pregnancy is associated with abundance. In 1909, okay? 1909. We didn't have the fucking right to vote yet, women. So it's okay if sometimes these messages rub a little different, or I'm like, what the fuck? It's because it's archaic, but we as readers get to make it mean whatever we want. There's no wrong in tarot. So I do it. All right, and I get to hang out with incredibly awesome people. So yes, we have the world. So I did mention the world in the beginning because we did have the lion there too. But the world also, oh my God, it is birth. So I personally view the world as the giver of the Fool. The world is the last card in the major arcana, and the Fool is the first card in the major arcana. And the idea of the Fool is that it travels through the major arcana over and over and over. For those of you that believe in reincarnation, it's the idea of repeating the life over and over and over. We don't look at the why. It's just, in this case, we're just looking at this as what happens. It happens. What sets the Fool back on the path, back at the beginning? The Fool meets the world, the womb, and is expelled. A massive expulsion, pushing the Fool back out to retravel the path of life. That first breath is the beginning of life. So when we have the world here with healing, and birth has been a theme for this, it kind of fits, but why, okay, and it's not necessarily, let's just keep going. One more card. Queen of Teacups, Queen of Cups. I don't really want to read this, so I'm not. Okay, how can I close this reading with positivity? Seven of biscuits, seven of pentacles. Yeah, that's true. You know, me saying I don't want to read this, so I'm not, is also massively egotistical of me because I'm assuming that this is not what someone wants to hear. But that's ridiculous because I don't know what someone wants to hear. Maybe I do want to hear something like this. Whatever it is you're feeling right now, whatever this message is bringing up in you, you are the one that is feeling it, which is beautiful. It may also feel a little isolating and lonely. You are uniquely established in your life to feel the things you feel and how you feel them. It is beautiful, but can also be painful, the Queen of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles, however, is asking that look at everything you're feeling, man. Like, it's super important and you're valid and you're justified to feel it, but do you need it right now? Are you remembering something that you felt before and you're just trying to bring it forward, trying to recreate it? It's okay. You don't need to do that. You can totally have just be like, I experienced that. It is part of me. It is who I am. I am awesome and I'm here. You can remember as much as you want. You can look to the future as much as you want. You can believe that you are a non-linear being and simply exist in the moment forever. It is completely up to you. And however you react to the moment is also okay. It's totally natural. All right, I'm gonna stop. That's a deep reading. I don't usually get tarot out for these, but I started to and I like it. But then my mind goes a different place with tarot, and I don't have many buffers for what comes out of my mouth, so I don't always read it. That was kind of deep for Cottage Tarot, the cutest deck I own. All right, I'm gonna super cute though. Cottage Magic Tarot, really, really, really cute. All right, what are we gonna read next? Maybe some, yeah, Colette Baron read. All right, Colette Baron read. Colette Baron Reed is a Hay House author. Hay House is a publishing house, like Rider Waite Smith, the tarot deck you may have heard about. Rider is the publishing house. So publishing houses are important. Ooh, maybe I can make my own publishing house. I wonder how long publishing houses are going to be around. That's scary. All right. So we've got Colette Baron Reed. All right. Guides of the Hidden Realms, Oracle. I have a few of her decks. This is the only one I read from. I like this one a lot. I'm not big on the other ones. I like the aesthetics, and I think she's a pretty cool person. So the thing about Hay House, the publishing house published this deck. They made it come to my hands. They put it in physical form. They published it. If you go to hayhouse.com, you'll find a lot of really cool authors. Well, people that I think are really cool, and they've authored their own decks. In this case, Colette Baron also illustrated this deck, and they have free presentations often, free webinars pretty often. So I do sign up for their alerts. I just saw Colette Baron the other day because she has a paid community, but she does free events around that paid community. She's fun. I like them. Kyle Gray, Riley Valentine, Rebecca Campbell. Isn't this one we just pulled? Wait, is it? I don't know. I think it is because I was thinking of the emoji with the little face coming through the cloud. Okay. Emergence of True Knowing, card 41, which is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. All right, free tarot groups. Let's do it like this. 4 plus 1. Okay, so we have card 41. So in my mind, you don't have to do this. This isn't like a thing you do if you want to do it. 41. The major arcana stops at 21. Anything beyond that, you add and then you reduce. 4 plus 1 is 5. So key 5 in the major arcana is the Hierophant. However, 41 can also be broken down to key 4 from 41, 4, the Emperor, and key 1, the Magician. That's 3 different major arcana lending the energy to the essence and meaning of this card should you choose to look at it that way. The Hierophant, the Emperor, and the Magician. They're also found in the first set of the major arcana, which is broken down into 3 sets. it's of 7 because there's actually 22 cards, but we don't count the tool. I'm telling you the right thing. All right, so emergence of true knowing, card 41. Keywords: intuition, rigorous honesty, inventory. She painted these on these giant canvases, and then they shrank it down and put it on the card. What is it? Evanescence? Not evanescence. I can't remember. I want to say something over there to the entity. All right, let's look at the book. Guides of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. I pulled this one a few times. All right. Now, emergence of true knowing. The key concepts of this card. Intuition. Yes, right. Yeah. A flash of insight. Development of understanding. Evolution of thought. Wait a minute. This is following order. Listen to this. Listen, think of it from the seed to the oak tree. Intuition. That's not even what you're intuiting. It's the idea of intuition. It's the field in which we exist. Intuition. So we've started at the field. Like if you look at like kingdom in plant, is it genus? No, that's part of it. It's the way they break shit down. All right. So intuition brings a flash of insight to development of understanding to evolution of thought. And then it goes being rigorously honest with yourself. Okay, so this could be shadow work. The importance of inventory. Oh, gag. Totally shadow work. I don't do that too much because I'm scared shitless of it. All right, so here we go. True knowing comes most easily from an open heart and mind. Right now, you're faced with the opportunity to pivot towards something new and take a different route than before. Something in you knows the truth of the situation at hand. It will pay off to stop overthinking and instead open yourself to divine inspiration and deeper knowing. There is a distinct relationship between intuition and inspiration. Intuition is in service to inspiration. So keep exercising that intuitive muscle, and it will lead you to a place in life better than you imagine. Your higher power is whispering within. Don't just listen. Take the risk and take that step. A new, prosperous, and abundant adventure awaits. You are on the right track. I'm going to pause. If this is a metaphysical journey you're on, my room is great. I want to throw out the room Awkwardly Zen. They're a fun group of people, a lot of free events. Free is real big to me. If you're on a spiritual path, I would say go check them out. Oh, heart, thank you. Okay, so if we had gotten this in reverse. Now I put all mine upright, my cards. It is however you feel about the message. And you can take a little from the upright, a little from the reverse. You can even go, fuck that, I got my own meaning, and go with that. There's no wrong thing. So if reversed, the reversed meaning, people often don't trust their intuitive hunches because they aren't taught to recognize it. Doing so would give us too much independence from our social condition. Who benefits from our limited perspective on how life works? To rule a population, you must take away their power. Long ago, we went from communing with spirits in the hidden realms to being punished for having this knowledge. We were ruled by fear until this inner knowing was suppressed and all but destroyed. Our indoctrination of ignorance is further demonstrated by the way we refer to the sixth sense as spooky, weird, or fake. Intuition is our first sense, not our sixth. It is our most accurate internal navigation system, operating in the domain of our primary reality, which is spirit. Right now, You might be looking for the logical cause and effect of a story. Stop overthinking and trust your intuition. If it sounds amazing, but your gut says no, then follow your instincts. If it seems sparkly and fabulous, but you sense something fishy, don't ignore that. You have the exact answer you need when you get quiet. The power is in you already. Just listen, for it will only ever show you the truth. I'm like, and that's true. I believe that, but I also believe like Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, practice, 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 practice trusting. I practice trusting myself. And the more I listened, I will say this, the more I heard. Kind of, if I listened, then the voice got louder or said more, or there were more voices. It, you know, like I kind of opened that door, but I didn't fling it open. Whatever wanted to come through, come through. And it's been a good journey for myself. But I have also had a wonderful population of people around me to help me on that journey. Okay, we're gonna, no, you know what? Wait, what time? What time? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay. Well, we do have some repetition in the polls, but I get on certain decks and I really like it. So right now I really like Stellar Visions Oracle cards. These are pretty big cards. But it also means that well, I like oversized, but they're easy to see too. Because I am moving into the age of reading glasses, so I like big ass cards. I don't for my reading glasses. That they are oversized, so I tend to just shuffle them more upright than sideways. It all works. It all works. All right. Stellar Visions Oracle cards by Stephanie Gailing and illustrated by Sosha Davis. It's a very pretty deck. Here's Gemini. I didn't pull this. I just want you to see an idea of what the artwork looks like. Kind of subtle, kind of blended. That's gorgeous. Woo! I don't think I pulled Gemini. All right, let's see. I do not know much about astrology. I know a lot about tarot. Not this aspect. So and I'm not really forcing myself to learn it because I don't want to. That's how I roll. But I do have the decks. I do read from the decks and I do retain some knowledge. Like there's houses. Wait, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm trying to remember. But it's fun. I'm a Leo. I mean, my sun sign's Leo. I didn't even know I had 3 signs till like a year ago. I was like, what? What? I'm Leo sun. I am no, I didn't remember. Pisces moon. So fire, fire, water, water. And then I am Aquarius rising. So I'm air. And I am an earth girl. I call myself earth girl. I don't want to go into space. I legit do not want to leave this planet ever. So that's my pentacles. Wait and see if there's a message that's going to come through, but there's not. So let's go ahead and cut it out. And we have Mars. Mars is desire, it says. Mars. Isn't that the first? Is that the planet closest to the sun? See, I don't know. I don't remember. I failed that class several times. Whatever the hell it was. All right, Mars. So we've got a big red ball. That's going to be our Mars. See, it's very straightforward. I feel the deck's very straightforward. Big red ball, Mars. So, oh, well, there's a bit more. There's this sign up here. And I'm assuming that's the planetary symbol of Mars, which I'm not sure you guys can see. And then over here, it is showing us that it is a planet. The way that they have this, it's the sun in the center and then rings going out with little dots. That's the planet. Now, if this had been a zodiacal sign, it would be a different image. So it's just helping us in case I didn't know that Mars was a planet. It would help me to understand that I was looking at a planet card, and that is the planetary sign of Mars. I did not know that. Is it really? Why am I thinking masculine? I think masculine, feminine. I just need new words. Pisces, Leo. Oh, there's Pluto. And the ever fun Uranus. I'm always waiting to see how are you going to say it. Here it comes. I still hear Uranus. I hear Uranus. I love it. Sorry, going back to fourth grade. So Mars, desire. All right, so we have inspirations for this card. This planet, Mars is associated with certain characteristics, and the book is going to talk about that. The inspirations or ideas, keywords, motivations. Go for it. So go for it. Mars is like, well, it's red, and red is considered to be a color of action or flow. Be a champion. Own your desires and activate your will. I don't know how to do any of that, but let's find out. Oracle, it's time to take action. Channel your energy and get things done. Rather than sit on the sidelines, marshal your moxie and be a champion for your desires. Yet, remember to do so thoughtfully and skillfully, because fighting for fighting's sake will dissipate your precious resources. If you've been meeting resistance in a relationship, consider whether it's because you've been too assertive or not assertive enough, and then make adjustments accordingly. If you pick the Mars card, it asks you to reflect upon your relationship with anger. Do you get blinded by it? Or alternatively, do you not allow yourself to even access this emotion? Forging a healthy alliance with anger, letting yourself feel it while also moving forward in a constructive manner, is key for your growth right now. For me. So the astrology of this column. The warrior planet Mars. Oh, so it's Aries in Greek mythology, and no, Mars in Roman. I'm thinking warrior planet. Okay, the warrior planet Mars reflects the will and drive necessary to pursue what we want. It is affiliated with desire, passion, and courage. Its red color is symbolic of the heat and energy with which it is associated. Mars placement in a chart reflects the things that we will fight for and the style in which we'll do so. Every 2+ years, Mars goes retrograde for about 2 months, a time during which we can refine our strategies, reconnect to our desires, and be more aware of how we express anger. I want to find out when that thing's in retrograde, man. Mars, all right. So the book offers an affirmation and a stellar reflection question for every card. The affirmation for the card Mars is, I claim my desires. The stellar reflection question, what is worth fighting for? Changing. That's that deck. All right, so I do like that. Mars in retrograde. I do have I have one more deck on a full phone. So yeah, we have time. I try to get us out of here 15 minutes early. I am going to make a quick note to find out when Mars goes in retrograde. Because this is how I learn about the modalities. I find something that interests me, like astrocartography, or when does Mars go in retrograde? Because it appeals to me. It impacts me, and I want to understand how. All right, so I'll learn it. All right, and I do that in my wonderful planner. I got this at Ross. It's an 18-month one. Well, I love it. I get very excited when I see it. All right. But I will say the stickers are horrendous. They're horrible. But the planner is fabulous. But the stickers are just they don't stick. They're anti-sticky stickers. The Blind Spot Oracle card by Teal Swan. This is my first encounter with Teal Swan. I've definitely heard her name. Is this the chick that had the? Never mind. I won't say that. I'm totally wrong. How do rumors get started? I don't know. Is this the chick? Okay, so the Blind Spot Oracle cards. Is it though? Okay. I want to show you things. It's not what we're pulling. They all look like this, but the image in ink will be different. That's what you get. So if you're into like massively illustrated pages with decks, you might not. But the book, whoo, get ready. Get ready. it's very I had two separate readings, two different readers read for me within 2 weeks, and they both pulled from this deck. And I didn't ask for this deck. I didn't know they had it. And I was like, oh God, ooh, hardcore readings. It's like I can't hide from that. That's really intense. Yikes. And then I would someone told me or I read about it. I think whoops, sorry guys. I read about it and and these are sigils. These well, they're sigils. If you take I don't want to go into this, they're sigils. So I tend to explain things and then I'm an over explainer and I'll spend 20 minutes talking to something and realize I've gone down 15 rabbit holes. And they have 80. All right, here we go. I actually have to ask myself if I want to pull this because I got distracted by sounds out there and I wasn't paying attention. Do I still want to pull this card? Do you want me to pull a different card? No. Okay, we're good. So, oh, I have to pull this. This looks like a puzzle. Like you walk into a room and you get out of the room, you got to solve the puzzle. Card 16. So we can do the number thing again. And this can mean whatever you want. You can be like, I have no idea. That's okay. You can also go, oh, I understand the universe. That's awesome. Write it down, share it. All right, so 16. 16 can be 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. Key 7 in the major arcana is the Chariot. We can also say this is key 1. Card 1, key 1, key and card are interchangeable. Key 1, the Magician, or key 6, the Lovers. The Chariot, the Lovers, the Magician. Excellent cards to have together in a pull. I would say to be open to your partner's want of adding additional people into your love life. Doesn't mean you have to do it. We did not just pull those cards. I'm just going there. Polyamory. But in no freaking way should you be forced into a situation that you are not open to. And if your partner is not open to that, then I would just therapy. No, I don't do love readings. It's pretty brutal. All right. Really? Why? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I didn't have to say that. All right. 17, 16, 16. Control. This is highly controlled that. Because I was like, if there was a little like pole where that little ball at the very top was, it could just fall right down like a child's toy. But unless I carefully tilt this sigil left and right, forward, back, potentially, the ball's not going anywhere. It's never going to get to the lower realm. Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe it has spent the last 7 centuries trying to get to that top realm. Oh, like human design. If any of you guys are familiar with that, this could be a suggestion of human design as well. Oh, okay. So the keyword is control. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. If you have drawn this sigil, you are doing what you are doing for control. Your hidden motive of control is causing you pain and other people pain as well. You are doing what you are doing for control. I really want to pause. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm going to keep my mind open to it. Your hidden motive of control is causing you pain and other people pain as well. You are most likely trying to control the inevitable or control the uncontrollable. As a result, you are feeling powerless, terrified, and out of control. You are focusing on something as if it is something that you can control, and as if controlling it will prevent pain. This is especially true when you are trying to control things external to you. It is a superbly powerless position to put yourself into. And to require them, let me start that sentence over. It is a superbly powerless position to put yourself in, to require them to do something else so that you can feel good. In this way, trying to control puts you squarely out of control. This is why it could be said that control is an illusion. Look at the situation and ask yourself, how am I trying to control this scenario? Criticism is often an attempt to gain control of others. We are only critical of something when we are afraid we will be affected by something. Criticism is a cry for help in disguise. It is a cry for help that says, I feel powerless to others, and so I can't trust myself to make myself feel good, and especially to feel emotionally safe. And so I need you to correct this thing that is going to cause me pain, so I don't have to feel that. Control is impregnated with disapproval. If I am going to control myself, I am disapproving of myself in some way and distrusting of myself in some way. If I am controlling of other people, I am disapproving of and distrusting them in some way. If you have drawn this sigil, constantly trying to assert your power to influence or direct your own and or other people's behavior as well as the course of events, start that sentence over. This is amazing now. If you have drawn this sigil, constantly trying to assert your power to influence or direct your own and or other people's behavior, as well as the course of events, is the problem at hand. You are controlling yourself and or controlling others in ways that do not benefit anyone. What behaviors in course of events are you trying to avoid? The way that you are going about it may simply be getting you into painful situations. Pushing against what you do not want is making it impossible to bring about what you actually do want. Wow. I feel like I'm unpacking shit that I didn't even know I packed up. That was seriously deep for me because I was like, oh, I do criticize. I was listening to a Marco and I was like, don't criticize her. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a Marco's video messaging. But I'm just disapproving and distrustful when I criticize. So if I criticize myself or attempt to control myself, I am actually displaying distrust of self, disapproval of self. Right. You know, it's like, no, I'm not going to go there. I see your hand. Go ahead.
Well, I'm coming to the conclusion, I think that all these bad behaviors come about because you're not focusing on becoming your highest spiritual self, realizing your source, realizing your best assets. When you don't focus on that, then you're going with a force, and then you're becoming a ego person, and then you're engaging in all these activities because you don't know how to do anything else. You haven't allowed yourself to be your real self, your highest self.
I can see that. I can totally see that. And we've visited this before. But in knowing yourself, everything you just said, if you had said in first person, you would have been referring to self instead of me. You say you should. But imagine exploring self by using the first person in speech. It's kind of interesting.
No, I'm not referring to you. I'm relating to my soul.
Your soul. So
That's
say
right.
I. Your soul.
I'm not talking about your soul.
You're right. I know you're not, but you're saying you when you speak. See, when you speak, what if you used first person? I believe, I think, I have found what works for me instead of you think, you have found. I know you believe. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a big difference to the way it sounds. But in seeking self, in understanding self, I will speak to self. I will say I. When I understand, I will say I understand. I take that credit. I am the divine source. So yeah, I like it. Thank you. There's also something I want to share. I read comments constantly, whatever platform I'm on. And someone put a comment. I don't remember what it was about. It is so profound to me. It is better to understand than to be understood. And it's been working with me this week. And it's usually I've said a lot less. but sometimes I still share. But I've actually said a lot less because I'm like, no, 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 it's better to understand. You don't need to share anything, Elizabeth. You're just trying to get them to see your way. They don't need to see your way, Elizabeth. You do your own thing. You need to understand though. And if you want to understand yourself better, it's going to help you to understand the species as well. So just listen. It's better to understand than to be understood. In my book. Oh, what time is it? What did we end? Did a great job, guys. 8:55. All right. I'm going to, okay, we do have the live stream. Oh, go ahead. I see your hand. Go ahead.
I wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, I woke up with "as above, so below" in my head today,
I love that.
which, so when you said that, I was like, ooh. Another thing is, this is a quote from actually one of my guides. If you trust source and know yourself as an expression of source, then self-trust is not ego, it's theology.
Nice. I like that.
So it's like when you don't trust yourself, you're essentially saying you don't trust the divinity, the divine, because you are divine. So when you say you trust yourself, you're not being egoic or what's the word? Arrogant, maybe. You're not being arrogant, you're believing. So yeah. And I also got a nudge to pull cards for you in return if you wanted.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Go ahead. We are still recording. I'm cool with that as long as you're cool.
Yeah.
I think on you.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. I pulled from 3 different decks. The first is the astrology deck for kind of like overall arching energy, and I got Gemini, which is curiosity, intellect, learning, networking, communicating. They're very much the social butterfly of the zodiac. So very social, but also and relational, but also very like self-growth oriented because they love to learn and change. And the shadow of it can be a little bit like lack of focus or restless, kind of. For the way it's manifesting, I drew a tarot card and got the 5 of Cups. So maybe, in a sense, a feeling of incompleteness, like perpetual is kind of what I'm getting from it. Like you don't notice when you've completed a change in yourself. You just move to the next one and always see yourself in a stage of working rather than complete. Is the idea I'm getting from it, possibly. And for guidance, I drew from the Talisman Oracle. These are actually very pretty cards. I'll try to show you. I drew the Destiny card. And these have symbols on them too. I'm trying to get it. It's on the arm there. But I will read that one because it has a strange sort of meaning. It's not destiny just in the sense that like your destiny is coming or something like that. It's more like negativity and manifestation. There. It says social limitations and negative biases trick our subconscious into believing we are not able to achieve our desires. We are taught to hide our unique nature to fit into the environment around us. Those coping skills keep us safe and acclimated to avoid danger, but they rob us of the power of positive manifestation. By training the mind to pay attention to the positive, we feed our subconscious mind the belief that we can create our destiny and propel ourselves forward. Our minds can be free when we use the key that we've carried on our back all along. We own the power to change the narrative. The talisman power says, use this card when you need to shake negative thoughts that are holding you back. We can't control the actions of others, but we can change our perspective. Envision having a chain of keys and trying a few to unlock the cage. How does it feel to finally find the right key? Feel the presence of the cage and armor dissolve as you notice the gentle breeze of freedom on your skin. And the my affirmation is, I am free. So this is more about freeing your destiny by not limiting anything. And I think that is kind of what the Five of Cups is speaking to, is like, see the completion when it is there, see the growth when it is there, and feed your mind the idea that you have already completed this, that, and the other thing, and therefore you have no problem completing the next.
That resonates. I like that a lot. I was doing some stuff yesterday with Willow Root, scheduling stuff, and imposter syndrome was creeping in like it does 3 times a week minimum. You know, like, oh, you can't do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, you're not doing. I know, I guess I did. No, you don't. So this was great because I still was carrying an echo of that this morning as I read cards, and now I can read cards. You know. So thank you. Yeah, because there's an event that I was seriously on the fence about hosting, and I think I'm going to host it now because of the cards. So thank you very much for the clarity that you offered. I appreciate that. And it's I don't
Oh,
usually get a reading. So
absolutely. I don't usually get that, but I was watching you read, and I heard very clearly cards for Elizabeth. So I checked
Oh,
with my pendulum, and it said, yes, draw cards for Elizabeth. I was like, okay.
oh, thank you. That's sweet. Thank you. All right.
And
I am gonna, you can sit right there if you want. I'm just gonna say goodbye to
yeah,
the live stream, which is separate. So live streamers, thank you so much for being here. Oh, happy Tuesday to you as well. I just looked over. See, I'm shit with chat. No matter what chat. Chat and Zoom, chat on YouTube. I cannot can't split the focus. But I'm glad you're here with us. Thank you. All right. So live.